Hello everyone, this is Necrostevo and you're watching my 20th narrated Wi-Fi battle. Alright, the big 20. This Wi-Fi battle that I have today is against one of my Twitter followers, Conker. Thank you very much for the battle. I had a really interesting, great, down to the last minute battle with him. He's using a rain team as you can see right there. And I'm kind of using just a random smattering of different Pokemon. So let's get started. Since this is a rain team, he's going to lead out with Drizzle Politoed. That's the Dream World ability on that Politoed. And I start off with my Hefty the Garbodor. And I know you don't see very many Garbodors in battles, but this one's a max HP, max special defense one. So it takes special hits very well. It also has the entry hazard spikes and toxic spikes, and I set them up depending on what I see on my opponent's team. Here I saw a lot of grounded stuff, so I thought spikes would be better than toxic spikes. I maybe should have set up the toxic spikes. But you see how well I take that rain boosted stab hydro pump. And here I was fishing for the poison. I just go for the gunk shot, hoping to poison that Politogus from that damage. It looks like it's probably either specs or something. I'm not really sure. But that did a lot of damage, and I am especially defensive bulky. So unfortunately, I'm not able to take two of those, but I am able to poison him, which is nice. That poison doesn't actually end up mattering later, unfortunately, but maybe I should have laid up a second layer of spikes, but it made me feel good at the time. So Hefty did a good job laying down that one layer of spikes because that'll be very important later. Here I bring out Colonel Twist. He's the first half of my double fake out duo. I have Colonel Twist and I have Monica the Ambipom to kind of fake out, see what my opponent's going to do, and then swap between them. Colonel Twist here is just going to use fake out, and as soon as he brought out Parasect can really only run two different sets. One with the dry skin where he's trying to get the sub seed stalling going on, where he uses substitute leech seed, dry skin, and attacking move in the spore, and then a different one where he is more offensive and he uses the substitute to try to get up some boost before he sweeps with an attacking move. So here I switch to my other fake out user, Ambipom, and he does go for the leech seed, and that kind of confirms that he was going to be using the sub staller. Because you see, I did over a quarter damage to him with that first fake out, and he's completely healed the damage up from just the dry skin and the leech seed. So that's a really effective stalling strategy there. And I knew he had the spore, so I was trying to think of who did I want to fall to sleep. And I know I didn't want either of my fake out users put to sleep. So it was really just a matter of me trying to switch around and let something decent fall asleep, more fodder. I did have Rhyperior, and against a rain team, he's pretty much fodder because he takes a lot of damage from those rain boosted attacks, even though he has a solid rock ability. And I also had my Zapdos and my Uxie outside of my two fake outers. So here I go out into Uxie, knowing that he's going to probably spore, and he does. He puts me to sleep. This Uxie, I switched. I have two different Uxies. This one I was gonna try it out with the Psychic Gem, but it also has Stealth Rocks from Fortune. So here I really just wanted to get up my entry hazards because I saw he had a Blastoise. But on a Rain Dance team, normally those are more offensive and don't necessarily carry the Rapid Spin. So I really just wanted to get up my Stealth Rocks. He does finally put up his Substitute. There he takes a quarter damage from the Substitute. Then he heals some more from the dry skin, then the leftovers, and I think next turn here he's gonna leech seed me. But fortunately, I get a one-turn wake, which is pretty decent in my opinion. I don't get those very often. But since he had three Pokemon in his team who were more weak to Stealth Rocks there, I was perfect. He does use the seed on me there. Here I'm expecting the sleep again. But I knew I could probably break the sub with the Psychic Gem boosted Psychic, but I didn't want to use it there. So I went out into my Zapdos Sturm. This is actually a physically defensive Zapdos. So I believe he has max HP, almost max defense, and a little bit of speed, just to outspeed other walls. But he puts Zapdos to sleep, and that's okay. If I had to have something to sleep, I definitely wanted it to be Zapdos or Rhyperior. Zapdos is okay to fall asleep because one of his moves is a fire move, and the other one's an electric move, and then he has a Thunder Wave and a Roost. And Rhyperior is kind of weak to everything on his team, so I'm okay with that. Here he reveals his last attacking move to be X-Scissor, so I'm really surprised he didn't go on that on Uxie earlier. I guess he just really wanted to get up the Leech Seed. He could have been attacking Uxie, though. But here we get into a little Star Wars, so make sure you check out the bottom of the screen for some Pokefacts there, because this is really just a process of me trying to make sure I stall out because Zapdos has the pressure ability. So every time he does something against Zapdos, he uses up 2 PP instead of just 1. So I'm hoping I can just sit in here and make him use up all those PP points that he has, and hopefully he wouldn't realize it. But eventually I wake up and I go for the heat wave, which is nice. I'm able to break his sub because I don't miss. But he's just gonna set his sub right back up, I believe. Um, but I really couldn't do anything. I was trying to get out of this situation with either him losing his PP, me maybe I wouldn't have died because I have the roost, but I didn't want him to have the sub up whenever I brought in something new. Otherwise, he would either put that to sleep, or he'd put the lead seed on that. So I knew since I had the pressure in the roost, I could stall him out way longer than he could stall me out. So eventually, he was going to have to switch, and it was going to be kind of up to me to predict that switch. Because eventually he does notice that he's losing too much PP to stay in here and stall. Because either he'll run out of the PP for Spore, which only has the 10 PP or maximum 16, or he'll do the same thing with Leech Seed, which has the same amount. So he puts me to sleep again. So you can count it. That's twice he's put Zapdos to sleep, and so that's 4 PP right there. He also put Uxie to sleep, so that's 5. So he's somewhere around the halfway point there. But I'm okay with sitting in here stalling. Zapdos will win this stall war against a Parasect. And while Parasect is a boss, he doesn't want to do that. So he's going to switch out here and go back out into Politoed, knowing that, see, I think right there is where he realized he didn't want to fight that stall war. Politoed is going to take some nice damage from entry hazards. And I'm just going to still be asleep, which is unfortunate. But I believe here I'm going to switch back out into... What do I switch into? I think I switch out here. I'm not completely sure what I switch out into. We'll see in a minute. Hold your breath, folks. This will be interesting. I'm going to predict that I'm going to switch out into... I don't switch out into Rhyperior. I'm going to say Uxie. Okay, yeah, here it is. Uxie. I go out into Uxie now, I remember, because Uxie has a really nice general special defense. And I actually take this Hydro Pump, which is great. Again, that's Rain Boosted. Hydro Pump has a base power of 120, plus its stab, so it's going to go up to a 240 base power move. I take it. And this is why that poison didn't matter earlier, is because my Uxie's packing Energy Ball. So I would have been able to, take it out anyway. So, and I even get a crit, which is just completely unnecessary. I never really get crits when they matter. But I'll take them when I can get them. Here he goes out into Swanna, and I don't have very much experience with Swanna, and I thought I could outspeed it because Uxie's pretty quick. But he actually outspeeds me. And then I had to go look up the base speed of Swanna, and I was very surprised. But he does outspeed me there, takes me out with the Surf very nicely, but you see how much damage those entry hazards did. He's not going to be switching around too much. Swanna's Dream World ability is Hydration, so if for some reason I had Gravity on or something, and Toxic Spikes wouldn't have affected it. So here I go out into Monica, just to get the fake out. And you'll see how much that does. It's because Monica's holding the Silk Scarf, which boosts those normal type moves up. And I know I outspeed that thing unless it's Scarf, and I don't think it's Scarfed, based on the damage that that last one, the last Surf did to uh, no wait, no, that was a Politoed. I just didn't think it was Scarf. I just had a feeling, I guess. But I am able to take it out with a return. Here he goes out into Blastoise, and I think he kind of makes a misplay here. He would have done a lot better. He said that he did carry the Rapid Spin. But I go for the Protect to scout for what he wanted to do, and he actually goes for the Water Spout, which is an interesting move because he's using that move, and he's already missing a chunk of HP. So I know it gets boosted by the Rain and the Stab, but if you're not at max HP, it's not normally worth using the Water Spout. So here, expecting another Water Spout, I go out into Sturm because I saw that he wasn't going to use the Rapid Spin there. And that's what he does. And even though he's not at full HP, that still takes out my Zapdos from the HP it's at. And yes, my Zapdos is physically defensive, but Zapdos has pretty general nice bulk. So that was actually surprising. But now that I'm able to get another fake out off, I'm able to bring back out Ambipom and use the fake out, and he goes back out into Parasect. Now, the last time these two duo faced off, Parasect was at full HP when I used Fake Out. This time he's missing about 37.5 HP, percent of his HP. So the Fake Out's going to bring him down to about a quarter. And after the dry skin and the leftovers, he's not going to be at high enough HP to take a Silph Scar stab boosted return. Because return at the max happiness level does 104 base power damage. So I'm able to take out that horrible stalling Parasect. That Parasect is a troll. Even knowing its moveset, I still had to work around it a lot. Here he goes out into Aggron, whom I was interested to see. Fortunately, my Ambipom carries the low kick. Those entry hazards do a little bit to it. He resists the stealth rock, so not as much. But the low sweep, I'm sorry, I have the low sweep. Not I used to have low kick. Now I have low sweep. I'm and low kick actually would have worked out better here because low kick is a one-hit KO on Aggron outside of sturdy. Because he just weighs so much. But he goes for the rock polish, and that was pretty funny because low sweep always lowers your speed one stage. So now he's only plus one speed, and there's no way he's going to outspeed Ambipom at plus one speed. So I just go for another low kick just in case. Even if he did swap out to something, I'd rather get the low kick on it and lower the speed than worry about other stuff. Here he brings out Blastoise. Naturally, I outspeed Blastoise, so I was like, yay, I'll just get a chance to hit it with a nice return. But here I protect just to see what he's going to go for since he doesn't have leftovers. I actually was thinking that he may have had some other random hell item, but here I just go back out to my Rhyperior to Guro for Death Fodder because I wanted to get a free swap in so that I could abuse that fake out some more. And sadly, Rhyperior was no help during this battle, which is unfortunate because Rhyperior is one of my favorite Pokemon of 4th Gen. But that is a massive Surf attack in the rain. That's going to kill 2 or 3 Rhyperiors easily. So poor Toguro, he's not able to stand up to that. But here I am able to bring back out Monica, and this is crucial that I did fodder my Rhyperior because now I get the Fake Out off. Fake Out's going to bring it down to a decent chunk there. I actually almost kill it. Almost being the key word there. And he outspeeds me with the Surf. I did not see that coming, but now that confirms that that Blastoise is definitely scarfed, which is unfortunate because now I just lost one of my fake out users that I was striving the whole battle to keep intact. So my last Pokemon is my Hitmontop, whom has not taken a single hit yet, and I just go for the fake out there to finish him off. Uh, Fake out is free damage, even if he wouldn't have wanted to switch because the entry hazards would have killed him. So I just made sure I took him out with that fake out there. His last Pokemon is Lapras. He's going to take a nice chunk from those entry hazards. Being an Ice type, he is weak to the Stealth Rocks. And I had the wonderfully powerful Mach Punch to hit him with, which is very nice. I kind of figured that it was good game here, but he lives. I don't know how much HP that he lived with, but he lives and he uses rest, and he gets all the way back up to max HP, and he gets the Chesto Berry. I had to lift my jaw back up off of my desk because I was so surprised that he lived that attack. So maybe he's taking a page out of Ash's Lapras from the anime. I don't know. But that was very, very annoying. And the no, he doesn't have the Chesto. He has hydration. Excuse me. Here I go for another Mach Punch. I wasn't sure how much it'd do because Lapras has so much HP that I knew it wouldn't one-hit KO it. But fortunately, it is a very clean two-hit KO. The main question is, can I live the Surf? Hitmontop has great special defense, and I don't have any invested, but in the rain and it stab, and I was just like, take it, and he does, which means I get off one more Mach Punch. So Hitmonchan gets to spin around in the top and go right in for the Mach Punch to close the battle out. So good job, Colonel Twist. You and Monica were the MVPs of this battle as far as causing damage, because Toguro didn't do anything. Hefty was very instrumental in laying up those spikes. Otherwise, it would not have been able to kill that Parasect. Same with Uxie. So that was a very close battle. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe. I really appreciate the likes. So if you all have any suggestions there, just feel free to post them in the comments. I'll talk to you all later. Bye.